Hello, this is Robin with Simple Food, Simple Life. I'm glad you could join me today. In keeping with the keto-friendly recipe series that I started, I want to show you how to make something that's different but really good. I checked out online some different ways of making pizza that is keto-friendly, and I ran across this method, and they call it a Meatzza. Not pizza, but Meatzza. And so I've made a few of them, and they're really, really delicious. So I'm going to show you how to make them. They're really simple, but you don't use a crust because with the keto diet you can't use a regular pizza crust. So they've come up with some very inventive ways to have pizza. So what I have here in my little pan, I've got 2 slices, and you can use as many as you like, but I'm using 2 slices of salami. And this is fairly thin salami, as you can see, which is fine. It's fine for me. It works fine. Now, I did see that I patterned this Meatzza after I think the channel is called Keto Couch Potato, I think. I will find the link to that episode, and I will put it in my description box below. So you can go to that and see how he makes them. But this is where I got the idea, was from him, and I like to give credit where credit is due, always, right? Okay, so this is what I'm just making a couple of them because it's just me. So I've got 2 slices of salami here. I know this is going to be kind of different, but 2 slices of salami. And I have some Monterey Jack cheese and a piece of queso fresco, which is just fresh cheese, Mexican cheese. And I've got some black and green olives that I sliced. I have some grape tomatoes that I sliced, and I added some garlic, sea salt, some parsley, and that's it. So, and I just tossed them in that to kind of bring the juices out a little bit. I've got some red pepper flakes, and I've got some basil, and I might put a little more garlic on, but we'll see. So anyway, this is all you do. Oh, and I have my oven heating to 400 degrees. So I simply take some of the shredded cheese. Now this came in a block, and I shredded it myself. I like the big shreds. I'm fine with it. And so I'm going to pile that on there. And if you're going to make more than that, you can just put them on a pizza tray. But I'm just making the 2, so there's no point in my dirtying a whole pizza tray, is there? So get this on there, and I think you're going to be a little bit surprised as to how this works. Now, I'm going to sprinkle some basil on there, and you know, it really doesn't matter, like your spices or whatever, it doesn't matter what order you put them in. I mean, it really doesn't. It's just up to you. And this is what I'm using, but you could put anything you want on your Meatzas. And I'm going to take a little bit of my red pepper flakes, not too many. The salami's spicy, and that's enough. And now I'm going to put some tomatoes. Now, you notice I'm not using any sauce. I'm just using these grape tomatoes. You can use cherry tomatoes if you want. Those would be good too. And I'm just laying them on there. Really, you don't have to get neat about it. It's fine. Just put it on. And so I'm putting them on there. And like I said, you can put anything you want on your Meatzas. And let's wipe my hand off here. Now then, I'm going to put my olives on there. This is really good this way. It really is. And I don't use any sauce because I didn't want it to be soupy, but I find that the tomatoes, stay there, the tomatoes really, with that garlic and the seasoning on there, they just add a lot of flavor, a lot of goodness. And that's really pretty much sufficient for me personally. Now, I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to put some more cheese on top of each one. Again, now this will, you know, melt down, and I think you're going to be a bit surprised what happens. I was kind of surprised. You know, this is one of those dishes. Now, queso fresco is crumbly, which is good. That's what we want. I'm just going to put a little bit on there because queso fresco gives it a little bit of a tang. And it melts nicely, so I'm going to put a little bit of that on there. Now, it's really weird. This is weird because when you're eating it, or at least when I was eating it, it felt weird because it just tasted so good, right? But it seemed so wrong. It seems so wrong to eat that meat, to have a meat crust. Really, truly, it's strange. It's a strange feeling. Let me wipe my hands off here. And my oven is already preheated, so I'm just going to pop these in. Now, you can see how easy this is. There's really nothing to it. So I've got my oven at 400 degrees. I'm setting it for 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and take a look at it after 10 minutes, and we'll see where we're at. Okay? All right. So there it is. That's the Meatzza going into the oven. And you know what? I think because I like it, I'm just going to put a little bit of parsley on top of here. Just a little bit. Let's get some green going. I tell you, you eat these, they're really good. You put a little salad on the sides, have a side salad, and seriously, these are seriously good. Okay, off we go in the oven, 400 degrees, and I will set my timer for 10 minutes, and then we'll be back. All right, here we go. The pizzas, or rather Meatzza, M-E-A-T, Meatzza, are done. Now, I tell you what I did. I set them on 10 minutes because, you know, everybody's oven's different. That's why I'm telling you that. Do it 10 minutes. And then I checked them. I wanted them to be more brown and crispy on the edges. So I added 5 more minutes. Now this is at 400 degrees. And then after my timer went off, I turned on my broiler real quick and I put them under my broiler for about a minute. And I found that every time that really does add a nice quality to the finished product. Okay? Didn't that sound fancy? Okay. I'm going to have my Meatzza with some cucumbers and onions and vinegar. So I have those on a separate bowl so they don't run into my Meatzza. And but just so you know, I will not be tasting these right now. I know they taste good. And the reason I'm not going to taste them right now is because they are hot, horribly hot. So I'm going to let them cool down a little bit. Now, get yourself a good sturdy, you know, spatula. And it doesn't hurt to let them sit there for a minute or so before you take them off of your tray or whatever you're cooking them on. Just to give them a chance to kind of set up a little bit. Now, just carefully move your spatula, or as Paula Dean says, spatula. And you know what? Does she say that, or does, oh, I know, Mr. Krabs on SpongeBob says spatula. I love SpongeBob. Okay, so we're going to let that set a little bit before we pull them off, put it on our plate. Because these things are sizzling. I mean sizzling. And when you do it on a pizza tray, it's a little bit easier to get them off. So we're going to get ourselves up there and get them on. And put them on my plate. Now, see there, part of that cheese runs off. It's running over, which is fine. But let's see what it looks like on the bottom. See there? Now, you're not going to be able to necessarily pick that up with your hand. You can when it's cold, but it's hot. This is a Meatzza you're going to eat with a fork. Okay? Alright. Just so you know, I lost a couple of my miters. I got to put them back on. Miter tighter and 3 chickens. Okay. That's pretty much it. And I want you to know that these really taste delicious. They're very satisfying. They're very good. And remember what a keto diet is. A keto diet is low carbs, high fat, and your protein is in the middle, and this fills the bill. Because I would say this is probably high fat. Okay? Cheese, salami, and your carbs are on top. And these are going to be my carbs, my carbohydrates too. These are good. Remember the summertime treat of cucumbers and onions and vinegar and salt and pepper? Oh, yummy. I've been making them because they taste so good. All right. That's it. Listen, I hope that you will give it a try. And if you do, let me know how you like it and let me know the combinations that you come up with, because I think that's going to be very interesting. Okay? All right. I love you. If I can do it, you can do it. And you just remember that little is much when God is in it. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye. Thank you for watching Simple Food, Simple Life. Please like, subscribe, and share.